check in. It's the Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Dolls like you and me. Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Made him perfectly. So if you got a bump on your nose or lumps on your toes, do not despair. Be like the Raggy Dolls and say I just don't care. 'Cause Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls
Raggy Dolls.
are happy just to be Raggy Dolls, Raggy Dolls, dolls like you and me. One windy autumn day, the Raggy Dolls were up in the hollow treehouse, watching the leaves that had hidden them all summer blow away, one by one.
Soon all the leaves will be gone, said Princess sadly. Yes, and then people will be able to see our secret treehouse, added Lucy.
No problem, said Back to Front. We'll camouflage it.
We'll what?
Said Sad Sack.
What's
Camouflage, laughed Dotty. It's a sort of disguise that makes something look just like its surroundings. Lots of animals use camouflage to hide from danger. Come on, let's get started. Sad Sack wondered how they were going to camouflage a treehouse.
How can a house look like a tree? And how can a tree look like a house? He thought.
The Raggy Dolls were soon busy gathering bits of bark and long strands of evergreen ivy. The idea was to stick the bark to the walls and put ivy on the roof. Then the treehouse would look just like part of the old hollow tree. Suddenly, Princess noticed something. "Sad Sack," she called, "come and look." Princess pointed to a moth hanging from a hawthorn twig. It looked just like a hawthorn leaf in autumn, yellowy brown. "That's a perfect example of camouflage," she whispered. Further on down the hedgerow, they came to a big pile of dead twigs and leaves standing in a ploughed field.
Farmer Brown must be tidying up before winter, observed Hi-Fi.
Suddenly, from just around a corner, the Raggy Dolls heard a big tractor starting up, and then a loud mechanical whining noise. Lucy's knees began knocking.
Oh, my goodness, she cried. What's that? Quick, said Dotty, let's hide.
The Raggy Dolls scrambled under the big pile of twigs and watched as the huge tractor wheels slowly rolled by. The whining noise grew louder, and they could hear the snap and crunch of branches and twigs being chewed by big mechanical teeth.
Oh, no,
moaned Sad Sack. "Farmer Brown's tidying up all right," said Back to Front. "He's cutting the hedge right back." At last, the lumbering monster machine was gone. It had been very frightening.
Is it safe now?
whispered Lucy. Suddenly, she gave a little yell.
Oh!
2 eyes were peering out of a dark corner.
Who's there?
said Dotty. There was a sniff, and a little pointed nose poked out.
"Never mind that,"
said a voice with a heavy cold.
"Who are you, and what are you doing here?"
There was another sniff.
Why, it's a hedgehog,
exclaimed Princess. The Raggy Dolls sat and listened as the hedgehog sniffed and sneezed and told them how he'd been looking for a place to spend the winter and how he thought this pile of dead wood and leaves was just right.
"So I hope you won't stay too long,"
he added.
"I've got lots of arrangements to make."
But you can't stay here, said Back to Front. Farmer Brown's piled this wood up for a reason.
"What's that?"
Well, he's going to set fire to it. This is a bonfire.
"Oh, typical,"
muttered the hedgehog.
"That's just by luck. Just when I was getting nice and cosy."
Don't worry, said Lucy kindly. We'll look after you.
"I could look after myself, thank you,"
said the hedgehog stubbornly.
Well, don't stay here too long,
warned Dotty.
Come on, Raggy Dolls. We've got a treehouse to camouflage.
The Raggy Dolls scrambled out from under the bonfire and set off back to the treehouse, carrying their pieces of bark and strands of ivy, leaving the hedgehog muttering to himself about his bad luck and all the things he had to do.
"So much to do, and so little time," he yawned. "I think I'll have a little nap."
and he curled himself up to sleep. In no time at all, the treehouse was unrecognizable. Its shape was completely disguised. It looked just like part of the old hollow tree.
Well, that's that,
Said Dotty.
Another good job done. I think we ought to check on that hedgehog,
Said Lucy.
I'm sure he needs looking after.
The Raggy Dolls agreed and made their way back to the bonfire. As they crossed the ditch into the ploughed field, Claude noticed a toad.
Voila, he said. More camouflage. I thought he was a stone until he moved.
The Raggy Dolls scrambled under the bonfire, and sure enough, there was the hedgehog, curled up in a prickly ball, fast asleep.
We must wake him up,
Said Princess.
Wake up, hedgehog.
The hedgehog only snored.
Wake up, wake up.
Cried all the Raggy Dolls. Still the hedgehog slept.
What are we going to do?
Said Sad Sack.
We can't shake his shoulders. He's too prickly.
We'll have to poke him with a stick.
Said Dotty.
But very carefully.
Added Lucy. The Raggy Dolls took a stick and gently poked the hedgehog.
Stop it.
Mumbled the sleepy creature.
You're tickling me.
Shh, everyone, listen.
They could hear Farmer Brown whistling.
Farmer Brown, he's coming.
Stammered Hi-Fi. The Raggy Dolls could only see his Wellington boots as they stopped right beside the bonfire. And then they heard the glugging sound of oil being poured over the wood.
We must get out, now.
Hissed Dotty.
But we can't leave the hedgehog.
Wailed Lucy.
Quick,
Said back to front. Push 2 sticks under him. Farmer Brown struck a match and dropped it onto the bonfire. Flames quickly shot up, and soon the fire was roaring away. Farmer Brown moved off and began to pile up another bonfire further up the hedgerow. The Raggy Dolls ran for all they were worth. Hi-Fi and Claude carried the hedgehog on 2 sticks like a stretcher. At last, they all flopped down, out of breath, in the middle of the big field.
Phew,
Gasped Dotty.
that was a very narrow escape.
The Raggy Dolls puffed and nodded, but the hedgehog was still curled up in a tight, prickly ball.
What's happening?
Said a muffled voice.
You fell asleep in the bonfire and Farmer Brown set light to it.
Said Lucy.
But you're all right now. We'll look after you.
I can look after myself, thank you.
Mumbled the hedgehog, still in a ball.
Well, really,
Said Dotty, crossly.
I think he's too sleepy to know what he's saying.
Said Lucy.
Let's make him a home under the secret stairs in the hollow tree. He'll be safe there all winter.
The Raggy Dolls agreed, and soon the hedgehog was snugly tucked up in the bottom of the old hollow tree.
We'd better camouflage the doorway as well.
Said Sad Sack.
Then he really won't be disturbed.
Good thinking.
Said Dotty. And it was no sooner said than done.
It's not much of a life when you're just a pretty face. Just to be whoever you are is no disgrace. Look around and you will find people of every kind, like the Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
dolls like you and me. Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
made imperfectly. So if you're not at ease with your knobbly knees and your fingers are all fuzz, stand on your 2 left feet and join our Raggy Doll chums. 'Cause Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls
Raggy
are
Dolls,
happy just to be Raggy Dolls, Raggy Dolls, dolls like you and me.